All right, good morning, traders. Welcome to the Bookmap live market analysis. This is the All Markets webinar, and we'll be going through the order flow in Bookmap. In the live market, this is forward looking. We will look for opportunities and take them. It is in demo paper trading mode. Okay, so anyway, general disclosure, all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's jump in here. Let's take a look. We're looking at the S&P E-mini, and we can see the pretty bullish open here, 930. Move to the upside into high liquidity here, around 51.83, looking very poised to trade up to this 89 area up in here, this liquidity right now. In fact, looking for it right now. So let's see what we get here. We're going to go through this very quickly in here, context. So we see something on the bid. Okay, are they pulling on the offer? Do we see the buyers come in here? And then we can even look to take a quick scalp on something like that. So let's see if we can get it here. So there's some exhaustion. That's not what we're looking for. Okay? We're looking for buyers up here. And there's a pullback. Okay, so we avoid that by not seeing buyers up here, right? So we got our pullback. Okay, so let's see if we can get a pullback to here, this liquidity. This happens to line up also with this high volume node here. Okay, so we're just kind of understanding the order flow here, the transactions in this small time frame. Okay, so yeah, we're not really seeing much here at the moment. We're looking for that quick little opportunity here, but that is not unfolding. So since it's Monday, let's step back and visit our higher time frame approach here, and bigger picture fundamentals as well. All right, so in fact, guys, I've got something for you. Hold on a minute. Okay, and I think I can put it here in the All Markets webinar room. It's a guide that we put together for you. Just a second. Here we go. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Stephen, Rob. Okay. Got it. I should be able to attach this. Oh. Okay, do you guys see it in there? I want to just a second, and we'll put it in here. Okay, there you go. Now you should see it, and now I can pin it as well. Yeah, go. Okay, so it's this guide that we've been going over, and I just didn't have it in a good format. Now we do. This is it. Okay, so a day trading preparation and a top-down approach. The big picture fundamentally, economic calendar, geopolitical environment. Then the big picture technically, okay? The daily, maybe weekly candles, previous swings, previous days high, low, etc. Gaps, whatever other technicals you look at, POC, VWAP, inside day, outside day, and then outlook for the day, developing scenarios. Guys, we need to go through these scenarios, and we need to understand our bigger picture approach here. once we have our scenarios developed on like where we think price is going to go based off of these fundamentals and technicals, then we can consider strategies and setups that we want to utilize. And then that's when we're going to get the rubber meets the road here, the order flow in Bookmap. Okay, so the criteria that we're looking for within our strategies in the Learning Center and our trade management and criteria as well. All right, so anyway, if you guys want access to this, you can find it in the Bookmap Academy. I'm sorry, the Bookmap All Markets webinar. I just pinned it in here, so you'll see it. All right, so now note, we're looking for continuation here because we had momentum. And then up in here, we were looking for a potential for that continuation up into 80, 89, 88, up in here, this liquidity. But we veered away from it, okay, because we just didn't get the buyers that we were looking for, right? And we avoid this in here, okay? So we're still bullish, at least for this time frame here from the cash open, until we see something different. Now, we'd go through the criteria in here to give us insight to that distinction or difference. All right, we look at the volume, we look at the liquidity, we look at the price movement. Just these three elements, really. That's all we need. I've got VWAP up here, anchored VWAP, but I'm going to actually get rid of those for now, and I will cover it in another webinar here. Okay, because we just released some of it here, but we're still working on something. So I'm gonna wait to cover it. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, I took a couple of trades right before the cash open here. Nothing really to go over. It was actually demoing the execution algo up here that we have execute. It's chase, escape, and execute. But anyway, I can go over that if you guys want. All right. Well, let's jump back. Let's go over our bigger picture approach. Okay. So our fundamentals in the big picture. All right. Well, we had a big week last week in terms of data. That's very typical for the first week or first weeks of the month. So what's this week look like in terms of data for us? All right. So bond auction, unemployment, consumer sentiment. It's actually kind of a lighter week here that I can see. So not really looking for a whole lot, but the repercussions from last week, as well as earnings. We had a nice Bookmap Academy webinar last Thursday, and we actually looked at post-market earnings on Apple. It was Valley Trader that went through, or Valley Fan that went through live market analysis, which was nice to see in Apple, and he just nailed it. So anyway, not too much in the economic calendar. Geopolitical stuff. We just mentioned some earnings, repercussions from last week's data, and then also, there's all sorts of stuff going on in terms of politics out there around the globe. So we keep a lot of that stuff in mind, the different wars, the different skirmishes, etc., that are going on. And then let's look at our bigger picture technical here. And guys, let me quickly look over at any questions here. Oh, no questions here at the moment. Okay, great. Yeah, see, look at this, just this quick pullback here right now. See how the sellers moved price away? Now we're going to see if the buyers can get above these sellers here, and we can get our continuation move. Okay, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to hold off. I am looking, though, for this to come up to about 89.90 here. This is very, very typical move that we see. I just don't see anything in the order book supporting it right now, so I'm gonna shy away from that. But let's look at our bigger picture technicals. All right, so here's our daily chart here on the left, and we're just gonna start to look at some of these swings in here and get a feel for what's going on technically. Okay, so this is an outside day, and price opened above Friday's action here, and we are continuing to the upside. Okay, that's quite bullish, and looking for this 93 area up in here, somewhere around 92, 93 looks pretty good to me as a test. But then we also have a previous swing up here around 52.11, looks pretty good. Okay, here's our gap on the hourly, and we see momentum at the moment on the hourly, on the daily, and then also on the 15-minute here as well. There's still some momentum in here. Okay, so a little bit of a slowdown, as you guys can see, but we see nothing but green candles at the moment so far. Okay, there, just a little bit of red peeking in there, but we got to wait for the close. Yeah, everything is bullish, and we're going to look for continuation unless we see something in the immediate order flow that gives us insight to a retest back down to some of these levels here. First one being 51.80, and then maybe all the way back down to 73, or even a gap fill down here around 60. Okay, so be a really nice trap to set here if we can see a lot of sellers come in at this point. Okay, so don't see it yet, so we're still bullish until we see something else. All right, so what's going on in here right now? Okay, still some back and forth in here at the moment. Okay, get to questions. Alois, on an outside day, outside of the, I mean, this has opened. See all of this range here, and I'm only talking about the daily, and we're above all of this price action, previous price action. It's even an outside week in here, outside month. No, if it goes outside of the action. That's all that matters. Yep, but the low must be below yesterday's low. I mean, these are daily bars. Quite understand what you're saying, Alois. I mean, we're outside of all this price action. The concept is really simple. We're just outside of like I mean, we can look for the same concept in shifts in the daily market. Okay, in the intraday market, but anyway, this is where we can start to see trending markets basically, because we've broken away from all of this in here. Concept is really simple in the auction process. So for example, in here, that's why we're looking in here, as this starts to break this activity in here. Okay, let me mark it up. Here is breaking outside of this range here. It did not accept though. Okay, so we can see that we were looking for it up in here to see if we're going to get the continuation move. We didn't, and you can see what's happened so far. We've come back into the most traded level so far, and now we're looking to see if we can get through that on down to the low of the day, and then we can maybe break this structure here, and we want to see it break on volume. Okay, so big volume. In fact, look at it right now. I like it. I'm going to take that, and then let's see if we can get a move down to just to the bottom of the range here. Okay? In fact, I'm going to put on 2, and I'm going to take some off at the bottom of the range here. I want to see it go below the bottom of this range though. Okay? I want to see stops hit down there. We see stop run here, so we've already hit some, but I'm looking for a stop run below here, and then maybe we get a reversal back up. But I'm seeing sellers here. I'm seeing sellers here. We made a lower high in here, and now we're looking again for sellers to come in here and try to drive price lower. Okay? And they're not so far, but low volume pullbacks on the buy side. Okay, and trying to see if we can get another one here as well. Okay, so not getting it. Now I'm going to move my stop up just 1 tick to this one here, so I consolidate them just at 1 price level. Okay, that's all. Okay, and it's looking pretty good to get stopped at here, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see if this is just a swing back up here, and then we see sellers come back in again. And it is not. Yeah, okay, so it's a stop out. And we might get buyers back up above here now at this point. So we'll take a look. But you know, anyway, I was looking for that momentum to at least test the other side of this range here. Didn't get it. And we'll take a look at this again here. Did we have trade criteria in here? You know, getting in down here is not a great entry, that's for sure. But yeah, I think we do have some trade criteria here on this lower time frame. Okay, so we see the sellers come in, and we get the move below these swings here on heavy selling. Our high liquidity is down here around this 80 level, and we had a low volume pullback through POC. Okay, now coming back and testing POC here, and then we see more sellers coming in. So I would still be looking for this momentum to the downside. Okay, and no, instead, you know, we got a move back up, retest where it broke from up here. That's been it so far. Okay, so we'll see that we are above POC, and we need to see if we pick up more buy volume now. To trade back up to the top of the range here. All right, so anyway, that's what's unfolded so far. All right, yeah, I wanted to cover something from Friday that I started to allude to. I was late, very late to the webinar on Friday, but I wanted to cover something in there and go over it in detail with you guys. Let's see if we can go over it today, and we're going to be using Market Pulse for that to give us some additional insight. Okay, so and it's range bound activity that we're going to be looking at in here. We don't have yet anything from the if we go to the Learning Center, Bookmap Learning Center, and we go to strategies and setups. So far, I've got 2 in here. We've got a continuation and a reversal, reversal head and shoulders, and continuation kind of like a flag pattern. But we don't have any range bound strategies, but we will be adding them soon. So and what we're looking for in some of those range bound strategies, you know, acceptance or rejection. At certain areas. Alois, maybe you're not talking about outside day. You're talking about a if it's below the low from yesterday, then it would be an engulfing pattern. Is that maybe what you're talking about? Not sure. Anyway, okay, yeah, here come our buyers. And how is it auctioning up here? It's just not getting much from the order book in here. Okay, nice cluster of buying, that's for sure. So starting to build. Oh boy, I can't. Let's get into this here about the reversal patterns. Lasse, what we're talking about? Yeah, in terms of reversal patterns, first off, just be careful with reversal patterns. But the concepts here are all the same basically. We're looking for in here a shift in the order flow or the transactions. So let me show you, for example, in here we do cover it in this diagram of what it looks like. So this would be your reversal pattern. You see heavy selling but high liquidity getting filled on the bid. You get a pullback. You see high liquidity getting filled again in, by this heavy selling. Okay, but you get another pullback. You start to see buyers coming in up here. Right, it's still in a downtrend, no doubt, but you're starting to see this. You get another heavy selling barrage into high liquidity, and it stops price. Okay, you start to note what happens in here is you see this kind of shift in right, like this here. You start to see how it kind of slows down the trend, and you see that high liquidity. Okay, and as you continue on, okay, we start to see a shift in the volume and the order flow here. So what happens is you see equal high here in the structure, and then less volume on the move down now. More volume on the move up, less volume on the move down, and then what you're looking for is some high liquidity down here, and then more buy volume coming in here. That's when you can look for. Now this is pretty aggressive for a reversal entry, but you're looking for a retest back up into here and maybe consider managing the trade at that point and getting out some and then trying to look and hold for a bigger move in here. You're looking for your measured move. Okay, and let's go to the measured move part, that this range is equal to this range up here. But the bigger reversal, that is the reversal. It's done. Okay, but what you're really looking for is a continuation move after that, right? And if you have the order flow on your side, that's when you can get it. Alois, if you have a link on that, outside day, inside day, I would love to see it because yeah, maybe I have it wrong, but this is how I have always understood it. Price is outside, and anyway, well, I'll take a look at it later. But anyway, the concept is very simple. Is we're looking for price to accept above a range and to continue going. It will explore new highs. It is in a markup period. Okay, so that's the concept. Maybe I just have the definition wrong, but anyway, I'll adjust it if so. All right, so now the range bound strategies that I'm talking about, very, very simple idea in here as well. And using Market Pulse in here can be really good confluence. So let me bring that up for you guys. Okay, Market Pulse here, and then we're going to look at volume pressure and we're going to look at the ES. Yeah. Volume, pressure, and balance. We'll just keep it simple for now. So what we're looking for, well, this is it here. Like you can back test these very simply. Is you're looking for volume outside of the range in here, and then a quick move back into the range, right? So the idea is to just kind of peek below some of these areas in here, like in here right now. Okay, now it's tested here 3 times. So I'm actually not looking for this, and we can take positions off of this in here. I'm actually looking for this to continue to the downside because we're seeing that selling coming in and looking for sellers to come down to the bottom of this range now. Okay, now we'll see, but we've tested here, we've auctioned here multiple times. Okay, that's why we're looking for it. Okay, back down to here, and where there's going to be support, and we can start to adjust our take profits on that too. Okay, maybe one here at the bottom of the range. Okay, that's what we were looking for earlier, and we got stopped out on that. But we're looking for it again now. Okay, so now let's look at the context in here. Do we start to see this, or does it reject and come back into the range? Okay, so now we covered this one day, I don't know, last week or maybe a week ago, and talking about ranges and talking about positions in ranges. Okay, so look at that. See, we got kind of trapped here, right? So we're gonna take the stop on that one too. Okay, because this is something that we see, and we know this action here. Okay, that this is a trapping action here. This is pretty toxic stuff here. That we see the dip below here, and then buyers come in and move it away really quickly. Okay, so I'm not going to get caught and squeezed in that and have this come up into our 89 level that we're looking for earlier. However, if we auction down here again and get below some of this selling in here, I will still look for sellers to take control. Okay, so in fact, we can put another sell stop here. Okay, and look for that move to unfold. All right, so the anyway, yeah, we're looking for a move away from some of this area in here, and we want to avoid that trap. Now, okay, we've gotten filled in here. Okay, so and I'm going to move my stop down because I want this to work immediately right now. Okay, we might get a little back and forth in here, but I want this to work immediately. In fact, I see more selling. Okay, maybe I'll put another one in here. Okay, and I'll move my stop down as well. Okay, now I'm just looking for the move down to the bottom of the range here. Okay, so I'm going to take one down here. That'll be my take profit. Okay, now again, this is not a trade recommendation. I want to go through this concept of starting to look for these tests to these areas in here, and then we're looking actually for continuation right now. Okay, this is not range bound. I mean, there is a bigger range in here, but we're looking for it to trade down to the bottom of that range, basically. Okay, that's it. Okay, so we're not looking for a big move. We're just going through to a proof of concept in here, and understand that this is what we're looking for based on the order flow. Okay, I am in simulation demo paper trading mode here, and the reason I'm going through these is so that now I have kind of like I'm trading it. I can start to get a feel for it and understand it, and then I can come back here and review it as well. Okay, so like I can review some of my trading activity in here, and I'm looking for follow through immediately in here. I see my sell clusters. I've got that on my side. Okay, we get these pullbacks in here, but I'm still looking for this to unfold. All right, so my entries are pretty horrible here. All right, well, if that's my case, okay, well then let's look at for a better entry. All right, and then this is how I can improve my trading. Okay, so maybe I look for an entry here instead. Okay, on a pullback here. I'm just getting annihilated here today. Not good to see. There's very little selling in here, but we'll see if this unfolds or not. Yeah, just about to get it. And all right, so let's take a look here, and let's look at our trade criteria in here. Okay, buyers and sellers, and how are we doing here? Okay, so a lot of buyers here. That's what we saw earlier in the webinar, and then we saw this kind of shift away, retest back up here, but a lot of selling in here. Okay, so again, we're just looking for in this range in here, just to retest back down to here. That's it. And it doesn't look like the market's it's not gonna give it. We just made a higher low in here, so we're likely to get stopped out again. Right? So our range bound ideas here are not working well for the morning. All right, but we're looking for just a small move here. All right, well, let's go back and reassess this in here. Okay, so now we've got the potential short squeeze going on here, and the potential move back up in here. Okay, so do we want to engage in that? Maybe we'll put a look for a small pullback in here. And we're not even gonna get a pullback in here. All right, let's see if we got our pullback. It came to our level. We didn't get filled, but let's see if we can. And our position in the queue is at the end here, I believe. Let me see here. I can go to configurations and then position in queue. Orders in queue. Yeah, okay. So you can see it here, the little blue line. See the line here. So it came down to us, and we didn't get filled here. And now we're missing the trade. This happens all the time with your limit orders. There's multiple ways to kind of deal with it. Maybe you cancel it and get in if you see the order flow shift in your direction. Or maybe you keep it here. Or maybe you move it up a little bit. It depends. If this is the level that you're looking for, maybe you're just fine with that, and then you just cancel it. Okay, and then look for the next opportunity. Okay? As simple as that. All right, guys. So now let's see here. We're getting this. Boy, I haven't been really trading much of a range bound in here. The concept is simple, and the market pulse is really helpful here to look for some extreme buying or selling, and then we're looking for a move back away from these areas in here. That it tested. Okay, it did it here as well. It pulled back now, but it's still trending. Okay, so we're actually still looking for that 89 and 90 now, and we do have fuel in the fire in here to add to that fire in here with these sellers in here getting squeezed. And that would be more of kind of a trending move we'd be looking for. Okay, so. Anyway, if we can look at and start to understand also with our volume profiles in here, okay, so retesting back up in here, if we do not see a lot of buy volume in here, then we would look for a move back into the range. Okay, so we had extreme volume, we see it here, and then let's see if we can get. We'll probably get the buyers in here. I think we've got enough momentum in here to trade outside and explore up into 89 and 90 here. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking for. But if your understanding is well, if you follow the volume profile or market profile, you're looking for single prints, and you're looking for these kind of smooth edges up here. Okay, that it explored here, and it just didn't find many buyers up here. Okay, that's when you're looking for the move back into the range in your mean reversion trades, for example. Okay, so you can see the tapered edge, and you're looking for the order flow to support that in here. Now we got our market pulse, which helped. Okay, and that's also going to be a stop run. Okay, which it is. Then we're going to look for rejection up here. Okay, and then it'll move back down into maybe 83.5 or so. Okay, now you can play this on and I would recommend doing this in replay mode many times over. Look at this example here. This is what I wanted to cover on Friday actually. Is we see this move down below here, okay, into the bottom of range. This is what I was looking for in that bigger picture earlier, and we got stopped out on. Was this area in here. Okay, so looking for a rejection here, right, and then a move back up now, because I was playing the move back down to here, and then we're looking for a rejection. Okay, so right now though we're looking for rejection here and a move back into this range. Okay, so let's see if we can start to see some buying coming in. The order book looks pretty decent. Okay, so we'll put in a couple of buy stops in here. All right, bottom of the range. Okay, did we get an extreme reading here? Not really. Not really. That's not good. Okay, we want to see that. And then we want to see these buyers take us into it on buying strength. Okay, we have order book is helping us out a little bit here. Okay, around 84 3/4. Okay, we see the bust through. Okay, there's our mean reversion. And maybe we get buyers down here, trade it right back up. Now, again, I want to go through and I'm trading off of this chart just to get a feel for how to read this and how to play it. Okay, so this is a move right back into this high volume node. Okay, and we're down on this kind of bottom edge in here where we were looking for sellers to take it down further, just down to this 51 or 81.50 area. Okay, so now look at the bottom edge down here. How does it look? Well, I see those sellers still down here. Right, so I'm that makes me still look for sellers to try to carry this on through back down to maybe our 81.50 or 80 area here. Yeah, maybe 80. Okay, heavy selling, heavy buying over here, heavy selling here, so pretty range bound. Okay, our market pulse did hit an extreme here. Okay, just touched on it. So let's see if we can we can try another shot at it here. Whoops, there's one. Okay, now again, I'm looking for this to work immediately, and I'm looking for that rejection immediately here. I will just flatten this if it doesn't work immediately. Okay, I'm looking for the test down here, and then the buyers to come back in. We know that the auction has been pretty strong up here. Okay, so if it doesn't and we don't find buyers in here, then we're just going to exit. Okay, we need to find our buyers in here, and that's where we're going to read the transactions and the order flow in here. Okay, so we're starting to find some. Okay, now we want them to carry it on up. Now this is where we see this little jag in here. We have this kind of, so we are in here going to look for a potential bounce around this 85 area, but we would assume that we may not get it. We may find buyers just come in, overpower right through that area and come back up into 87.5 or so. Okay, anyway, yeah, this is bottom of this range in here, and then let's see if we can get this continuation here. And let me split out our orders here. So I'm looking for the move to the top of the range. Okay, and yeah, maybe I'll move it up a little bit higher here as well, up to 88 and 90. And let's see if we can get it. Okay, we've got plenty of selling. Okay, but let's take a look at our bigger picture as well. Yeah, well, we're seeing a little back and forth on that 15-minute chart, but we still have momentum on the hourly and the daily, of course. Any questions on this idea? Uh, we we've covered it kind of in bits and pieces, and I haven't been too articulate about it, but we're looking at a zone, and then we're looking for a move outside of that zone, a rejection, and a move back in. You know, the profile trading and auction process can really work well with this idea that we trade down to here, and maybe it just peeks its head below here, and it totally rejects. And we look for buyers to come back in. Okay. We were playing it the opposite way in here, looking for the sellers in here just to trade back down to the bottom of this little range in here, and then maybe we get continuation. Right? But we're looking for the same thing here, but from the buy side. Okay, so let's see if we can get it in here and get some of that momentum that we saw in the higher time frame. Now, we can also look in here for, I mean, a more fractal move in here would be, look at the extreme selling that just came in. Okay, market pulls here, but if we can get buyers to come in back again, and then we've got potential trap in here, and we got some fuel to trade maybe back up to the top of the range here. Okay. So these could be areas to consider scaling in some cases. Now, I want to be very careful about that and just say that we're looking for pullbacks in a small trend, and this is the small trend. These are really low time frames, guys. Just want to throw that out there, though, when you can consider scaling in. If you've reduced some risk, and you want to continue to add to it because you're looking for your bigger picture outlook, which is up to the top of the range here. All right, let me see if there was any questions here on Lasse Trader. About reversal pattern. I mean, you can say this on a smaller time frame is a reversal pattern. Now that move is pretty much done, okay, on the smaller time frame, because you see the move down, and then this is our range in here, okay, and we do see the buyers come back in, and they have moved it, and they have met the criteria to come back up to the top of our little range in here. Okay, so that move is finished basically on this small reversal pattern in here. Okay, now we're looking for kind of a continuation move for a trend in this direction here. It's not looking good at the moment. We see some buying in here, but look at the exhaustion here and look at the sellers come in. So we're going to get probably retested back down to our 85 level here, 84 level, sorry. Okay, same concept on a very small time frame or smaller time frame in here. Here's the move below these areas in here, right? Below these areas. Now we're looking for a rejection and buyers to come back in. Okay, if we're going to stick with this trade idea. So boy, I'll have to come up with a more concise video for you guys. But it's quite a simple concept or idea here that what we're looking for. Okay, we're not getting it again. So again, I think I'm just going to flatten this position here. And if I do see buyers come back in, I will get in back up here. But I am not going to get squeezed. And I'm actually looking for sellers to hit 82, and maybe we'll get our the sell move we were looking for earlier, back down to 80. Yeah, 82 and a half, 81 and a half, and 80 down here. Yeah, down here is the area. Oh, that's right. Today is London holiday. That's correct. All right. So now look at the shift in the order flow here, okay, and the reaction to it. Okay, so we're still finding buyers down here. So this liquidity came in here, 83 3/4. And we saw the reaction being buyers. Okay, let's see if we still get some of that. A little bit of liquidity there, not much. Okay, so let me also show you this trade journal, guys. We'll have a release here soon on this trading journal that you'll have access to. So do not access. That's a pity. Yeah, let me see if I can get access to this quickly. All right, let's see if we can get. I'm really kind of on the fence here on this today here. Reason being is I know that there's a lot of selling down here, and we have not had the break of this level here yet. Okay, and we have not come back down here and tested this down here. So I'm still looking for that scenario here. And if we see it again, then we'll go for it. But you know, because that's part of the plan here is to look for that. No, let's see if we get it here. And we've been burned a few times though on it. We've tried it a few times, that you guys can see here, and it got stopped out. But the concept is, again, looking for that selling pressure to break this level here, and then to move price. So we can try it here, and I'm going to set 2, and looking for them to break the level, and to continue on here. Okay, we're at the high volume node right now, but I want to see them break away from it, and I know that it's auctioned here multiple times. So now, it still looks good for a break. So now we're filled, and we're looking for the move into these lower levels here. All right, so let's move our stops up, or take profits into our levels here. Okay, now there's another question in here. Do we want to reduce risk immediately on this? I'm definitely going to reduce risk by moving my stop down. In fact, I'm going to move it all the way back down here to pretty close to break even. I'm going to give it not much room here at all. And we'll get stopped out for a small, like 1 tick loss here. Okay, this should work now. Okay, so I'm looking for this to, that's the trade setup. Okay, high liquidity on the offer there, and they pulled. Okay, nice cluster of selling. Yeah, maybe we can go for a bigger move here. All right, I'll move my take profit down. Okay, would have been hit there. Our take profit. I'll move my stop to break even now. Now, I know that we've debated this about the break even here multiple times, but the way that break even, who cares about break? The market doesn't care about break even, but what we're looking for is this to work now. That's the difference here. And it should work immediately. If it does not, then we're out, right? So that's what we're looking for here. Okay, we're looking for the markdown period right now, and if it doesn't, then something's wrong, and then we will be out, and we'll take very little risk on it. Okay, so it's not about our stop being at break even. It is about this move working immediately. Right, that's what this break even is about here. Yeah, Stephen, I should probably not be trading either. You're not trading today. Yeah, normally Mondays can be really good range bound. That's why I was kind of excited to do it, range bound trading here. I'm going to kind of move my take profit there. I miss a couple ticks on that, but I'll leave the other one down below here at 80. Just hitting that VWAP, and there we go. There's our high liquidity, and I'm just going to take it here as well. All right, so anyway, we took a few off on our move to the downside here. Yeah, pretty choppy. And Mondays though, and also a day with not a lot of volume, and as someone else had mentioned, it's a bank holiday in London, so there's we're going to see some kind of back and forth. That's why I wanted to go over this range bound idea in here. So, and we'll go over it again and again. The yeah, we would have been filled on both of them. So I lost about a point probably out of that by taking profit in front of that liquidity. I'm okay with that though. Yeah, Stephen, one of the things um, I want to mention in here is this criteria. Um, you really nailed it during that crypto trading competition and mentioning a trade didn't meet my criteria. Okay, so what I'm doing in here is there's not a whole lot of criteria that I'm covering in here. It's more of this looking for kind of a outside of the range and then to trade it back in. Okay, just to go over this concept in here. So I will have criteria for it soon to really get into the details. But just looking for an extreme reading and market pulse, and then looking for just like this in here. See the tapered edge here in the auction. See how the auction kind of failed down here, and we would look for a move potentially back into the mean, or back into the range here from this area here. But we never know. We never know if we'll get a trending move here. It might just kind of skip through that and build a profile out here, and we have a double distribution day. Okay, so so is there criteria in here? Not really to justify that. So that's where range bound trading I feel is can be tricky. The criteria in here, it's a reversal or continuation is telling, I think, a lot more, at least for me. Because here we did trade into high liquidity here at 80, and we do see the move away. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, we've got a lot of trap volume up in here. We could have had the move back down into these lower areas in here, and we didn't. Okay? So we see the move back up, back into all of this trading up in here. All right, are we looking for buyers to trade? We can trade back up to the top of this range in here. Do you see the buyers coming in? It is low volume though on this pullback, right? But we've seen this move of hundreds of times. The move up, a pullback, and a move up away above. We're above the POC. So now we'd be looking for potential move back up to top of this range, or the high up in here, right up in here. Yeah, it does seem like the pullbacks are being bought, even though we see a lot of selling in here. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you, Alan. Can't believe my trading statistic is not. Trading statistics are working. I do see that. That's working here. Web journal not. You know, we might have to jump over to NASDAQ a little bit and see if we can utilize this idea a little bit better. This has been pretty slow in here. The S&P. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just for kicks, guys. We'll kind of abandon the S&P for a moment, and we'll take a look at the NASDAQ here, and we'll open up our market pulse, and we can look at volume pressure imbalance. We can also look at order book pressure imbalance as well, or the combination of them, or pace of tape. These are all new. And excellent algos in here. We'll keep it simple for now. Yeah, this is just a paradise for this kind of trading. All right, so this is see the swing here, right down here. All right, let me take stops and icebergs off for a moment on the chart. Okay, this swing here down below this area. All right, so here we go. Okay, now we're just waiting for a little bit. No, we're not going to get it. Okay, it came down below this swing, right? Now we'd look for a pullback. Okay, so and we're not looking for much, right? We can look for maybe back up to here, okay? Because this has been a pretty extreme move, right? So we're looking for the move back up into here after testing these swings in here. And now we're just going to exit that, and we're going to look for the next one. Okay, so yeah, this is just a paradise for this kind of trading. Okay, the auction process going down, retesting some of these swings in here, and then obviously it cut through this one. Okay, so now we're back up to it though, right? And maybe we'll get a bit of a pullback from that. Now it's fractal in here. Okay, so it just retested this one below it here, and it came back up again. Okay, now it's back up above this little swing in here. Okay, so just can't trade it fast enough. All right, let's see if we can. Okay, back up above that swing there. Okay, now let's see if we can drop it down to maybe this. Can it trade down to this? There it goes already. All right, so trades down to that swing. Now, guys, look, I just want to go through and demo this, and then I would recommend that you start to look at this and in replay mode. They record your data in here, and then if this is something that starts to resonate with you. Okay, so we're looking at these zones in here. I think Stottlemyre talks about this as negative development. Okay, and then like, you know, in here, like it just traded up into that area. So now we're looking for a pullback into maybe the bottom of this little swing here. And if we don't get it, we'll just get out. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'll have to detail this out more for you guys, a lot more, because we want to understand the order flow in here, just not extreme moves to the swings. There is a concept though behind it all in the order flow. A lot of times you'll see that high liquidity. You do see that here. Okay, right here at the bottom of the swing, there's support. Or you look for exhaustion up in here, and just looking for it to trade up into above the swing, and then to reject. And what does rejection look like? Okay, it could be trap volume, it could be trap buyers in here, and then the pull away like this. And looking for those sellers to shift it and retest the swing. And this happens all day long on multiple time frames. Okay, so where are we now? We're back up above this swing here. Okay, so see if there's our exhaustion. We kind of missed it already though. It's already kind of traded down to this level here. Okay, so yeah, nothing we can do there. Order flow wise, we can talk about why this works. Well, here we go, up into high liquidity here. Okay, now a lot of buyers, a lot of aggressors. Okay, high liquidity again up here. Now, is this coincide with some sort of swing or something up in here? Okay, well, and this is where sellers dropped it, so we may get a pullback here. Okay, more buyers back up, one more swing. Okay, so now we're looking at this swing up in here. Okay, this whole range up in here. Okay, so in fact, we can look to slingshot up into that range as well. Okay, like right here, we kind of missed it, but let's see if we can get a little bit better pullback. Okay, we can put a stop in as well, or here we go. Okay, and so there's our pullback below this swing. Okay, so now I'll delete this one. Okay, there's another one below this little swing here. Okay, all the way back down here, all the way back down to this swing. Okay, all right, so I'll enter again in here. And then I'm looking for this this move higher here, back up to we drop from. No, not getting it. Well, now we're below this swing here. Okay, one more swing down here, potentially. Okay, so let's see here. Now we went below this. See this one here? I mean, this happens just all the time. And again, this is a something that I'll have to go through, like I said, in more detail about the order flow. But we're looking for traps, we're looking for stops, we're looking for rejections, absorption, and then a move back. And that's the key. We're in a trading zone or level where people are going to, where price is going to test, and then we want to see it reject. Now, this is actually the example I've been trying to show for quite a while. Right in here is a nice one. Okay, it went below this swing here. Now, it went below multiple swings here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. Basically, let's just call it 3. It also went below that one, so yeah, let's call it 4. It traded back down into this level here, and then it totally rejected. Now we're back up above the swings up in here. Okay, so and we traded into high liquidity up here as well. Okay, so now how can we better capture some of these ideas? Market Pulse is a good way to take a look at it. Here we have extreme readings, okay, and then we're looking to fade those extreme readings. Okay, now if you're looking for continuation, then you're not looking for fading them at all. You're looking for maybe a kind of mean reversion in your market pulse. And what I mean by that is take a look at this kind of area in here in market pulse. Okay, it's just chopping around in here. That is the mean. Okay, so if you're looking for a continuation move, then you'd be looking for it to come back down into here. You look for your levels in here, and this is where you'd be looking for a potential entry. Okay, somewhere in here, if you're looking for that continuation, right? So let's give it a shot. Okay, and because we've gone down below a few different levels here, and we see a lot of buyers in here, and we're looking for a move back up to maybe the swing up in here. Okay, so this would be more momentum move using market pulse. Okay, after the extreme move, kind of a pullback to mean, and then we're looking for another extreme move, and we're going to exit on that extreme move. That's what we're looking for. Okay, let's see, we trade high liquidity here. All right, so let's see if we can reject now. Okay, and then come back up into this high liquidity up at 102 or 103. No, not yet. Okay, back down to this swing here, 94, 95. Got to see rejection here. Okay, else we're going to hit the exit button. We're going to flatten. Yeah, we're just going to get out. Okay, so we can look again for another one. Now, again, I'm not advocating trading. This is not a trade strategy. At this point, it is just understanding ranges. And then we're starting to understand how to get a feel for rejection, also absorption. Anyway, the swings is what we're looking for. Okay, and then rejection, we want action around those swings. Okay, let's see here. It looks like it's working now. Hold on a minute. Yeah, okay, excellent. Okay, I got it back up. Guys, so we will be seeing a new version of this trading journal soon. And I want to show it to you here because this is where, as you can see, today's been kind of back and forth day. Well, we got 160 here. We have negative 325 here. So we're down like 150 or so, 170. But the overall picture is what we want to understand, right? So let's take a look here. We're looking at we can filter by date, and we have some new filters up here as well, but this is a newer version. And we're going to filter here by let's see, we'll go with last week. Okay, first of the month in here. So how we doing? What's our biggest winner? What's our biggest loser? What's our or total wins, total losses, biggest winner, biggest loser, average winner, average loser. I think this is probably off. Something might be wrong on that. And then our profit ratio, winners to losers in here. I like seeing it more around the 62. I'd like to see it lower actually, where we're taking lots of small losers and then bigger winners. And we have our equity curve in here. Okay, and you can see it for today. Like we're kind of all over the place today. I mean, like over the week, looking pretty good. Okay, bit of a pullback here today, and we'll see. What about tomorrow? We've got all our trades in here, and you can go through each one, and you can look at your maximum favorable excursions, maximum adverse excursions. And you can see that we've had some pretty bad luck or bad trading activity today. Now, this is, just taking these trades in here is going to skew my data a bit, going through these strategies in here. But I'm actually looking for a breakout here. We should get a nice breakout up into our 103. All right, so here for example, let's take a look at this one in here. We're trending up. There's our 103. Let's see if we get a pullback here. All right, now we're getting our pullback. See, we got above the range. Now this is a good example in here. We have high liquidity here. Okay, the swing is down here, but we have a swing here. So now I'm looking for rejection here. Okay, it went below the swing. It traded into that high liquidity. Now I'm looking for a move back up to top of the range here. Okay, this is probably one of the better examples we have today so far on this idea here. And if it doesn't work, I'm out. Right? This should work. And we're in our uptrend. Yeah, that's it. Right? So it's gonna come down to the next level down here. Okay, but we did get our pullback. And let's see if we can let's see if we get our bigger range move here. So we'll have to yeah, here we'll have to jump in here in a small little range in here and then look for it. Okay, so now we're at the below or just trading into this range in here. We're looking for our rejection. Okay, and then the move back up into the range here. See if we get it. Now the one I like, why I like this example a lot, we had the high liquidity in here at this 97 level, 98 level. Yeah, 98. And then we also had, this is where we had buyers coming in and moved it higher. Okay, so I'm looking for buyers here supporting it. They are. We dip below the swings and then we get a rejection and come back up into the range here. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of looking for in here, this kind of confluence of events. Now we went down and visited a bigger range down in here. Okay, so now we're looking for the move back up to the top of this range up in here. And now see, we went above that swing. Okay, so these little swings is what we're looking for. Now we're going to look for order flow around those swings. And we don't really have much until 105 up here. Anyway, it's not, this is more for range bound days. We don't really understand. There's not a whole lot of data. We don't understand the bigger picture. The markets aren't really telling us much. And that's what I'm trying to get back to. For example, Stephen, you had mentioned that you're not trading today. Well, that's probably the best thing. Just stay away from trading if it does not meet your criteria. Okay, what I'm covering in here is just to give some examples of looking at things differently. Okay, maybe this resonates with you. Maybe there's like a connection, an aha moment in there. Right? So when that when you get that kind of insight, you can start to connect pieces together, and it can make a dramatic change in your trading. Okay, just I would say, like, stick with your plan, Stephen. What we're talking about in here again, like just trading above this range now. Okay, maybe it's going to make highs of the day here. Looks pretty poised for it. Okay, and then maybe we reject. Okay, so we can look for maybe that. Okay, so that would be the trade idea. Anyway, it's what I'm trying to cover here is the you're looking, I mean, don't mess with the way that you're trading. But we're talking about these choppy days. We don't know the direction. We don't have a lot of insight. And so we're looking for tests above and below ranges, and for rejection above and below these ranges. And we can use tools like Market Pulse to give us some insight. It does a really nice job because we're looking for stop runs. Stops and icebergs is a great one, as you guys know. We're looking for stop runs above an area. So this actually, we can look for this kind of confluence to really help us out here. Okay, stop run above an area, and then the rejection here. So let's see if we get another one in here. Okay, now we know there's more buying in here. Okay, so but we're looking for, since it's choppy in here, we're looking for sellers. We're looking for rejection. We're looking for stops. Now we know this is a big stop run here. Okay, so then let's see if we can get rejection back up above here. Okay, and that's where we'd set our limit on this. And we're going to completely miss it here. And instead we got exhaustion and the move lower. Okay, here's our swing, 107.5, 108, okay, and then back up to here where sellers came in. So this is the rejection. Now let's see if we can get a stop run and market pulse in here to help us out. Okay, do we have liquidity in here? A little bit. Most of the liquidity is at the swing up here. Maybe we look for a couple of entries then. Okay, you can also look at rejections around some of these big figure numbers as well. Bigger figure numbers. 100 down here. We're above 100. I'm gonna move it up a little bit more up to here, kind of where we dropped from. All right, so we're in. Okay, now we're looking for a rejection, and we have another one up here, okay, at the top of the range, and we're looking for rejection, and we're looking for where? Maybe down to this swing. Okay, now was this a really good level in here for this strategy? Not really at all. We didn't have a stop run, nor did we have extreme reading in our market pulse. Okay, so that's another way to filter for this idea here. Alan, like I know that you've been going over a lot of seeing a lot of these squeezes and trap traders. Okay, this is very similar in essence, but you're getting filled into the swing, and then you're looking for that rejection. I mean, basically what we're talking about is support and resistance. Resistance up here, support down here. We're looking for these extreme readings and tests into those areas, and then rejection. All right, let's see if we can get this last one here, and then we'll wrap it up here. We'll call it a day. In essence, like this is kind of like a lot of the market making algos. You know, they're going to take positions at some of these extremes in here and provide liquidity and also they know that there's stops. We all know that there's stops in those areas, and we look for that rejection. See, now we're looking for the test down to here, this 104. There we go, we got it. But there's another one though here underneath, right? This is where you could be looking for the rejection here of this. Now we know this is a stop run here. Okay, so maybe that's a good area to consider, getting in. This is again starting to piece together some of these ideas with stop runs. Okay, we have a stop run here. And we know that's people, there is no market down here. People got stopped out. Okay, we also know, let's see, we saw another really nice stop run up in here. And then it rejected up in here, came all the way back down to here. Okay, and then let's go across and let's see where the stops began up in here. Right, so it makes sense that it can retest back down below this swing here. Okay, just like this one here can make sense, when we start to understand some of the players within the ranges in here. Okay, we know that this is we know that this is a stop run here. Okay, so we've rejected and we came back up and we retested here a bunch of times. Okay, so so we're looking for the move here and the potential rejection here as well. And we've already traded back up to the top of the range. Okay, now this is a mistake in here. I'm going to cancel this order because I left it in here for this trade idea. That's something that we want to be really vigilant our order entries or open orders. This can really cause havoc. You can have a profitable day and turn it into an unprofitable day, and that's all due to your own fault. I think of it this way, like in baseball, you might be a great hitter. You're getting on base all the time, and then your base running is sloppy. There's no excuse for that. You need to take care of that. Base running is pretty simple. So you should be able to manage that really, really well, and be vigilant about that. It's hard to get on base. So once you're on base, the base running though is easy. Thanks, Luis. Yep, going through that trade journal. Let's take a look again. I don't know if I have it on for the NASDAQ. Yeah, I do have it on for NASDAQ. Okay, that's good. So actually, you can see that I think we're slightly profitable here for the day. Let's see. I started the session down $50. Yeah, here we go. So 2020 to here. Yeah, okay, so we're slightly profitable today. Just to go over this concept, guys, I apologize. We're kind of like, I'll have better materials for you on this, much better, and we'll really have something to look at in here. But I just wanted to introduce this concept on Friday, and I thought, well, there's not much to go over today, so I'll cover this one in more detail, and so we did. Yeah, and it's kind of counterintuitive too to a lot of the order flow that we've discussed for years. But it's understanding, like up in here, we have absorption. Do we have a stop run? How does the market accept up above in here? See the exhaustion here? Okay, sellers should be able to come in and trade right back down to the bottom of this range here. Okay, and there they did, right? So here is our move. Small stop run, but high liquidity getting filled in here. Here's our rejection or exhaustion. Absorption, exhaustion, a lower high, sellers come in down to the bottom of the range here. And that's it. That's all we're looking for. Now, if it's a higher time frame, and we know this one is, you can look for bigger rejections. Okay, here's the rejection above this area. And now we can even look for a rejection. Who knows? Like, is it going to come down to these levels here? 103, 100. Maybe it's going to come back down into maybe 90. We can look at our higher. This 100 looks pretty good to at least take some off for that higher time frame move. Okay, understood. I mean, the higher time frame. This is where you'll get a lot more bang for your buck. But we went through many examples of it in here, and we're just looking for these moves. Now, from this move here, we'd be looking for the move into a higher time frame. Okay, would be I'd look for this swing somewhere around this 104 to 100. Looks pretty good. You might even get all the way back down into this 80 level here, or so. Okay. So we were looking for a rejection up here. Same ideas that we're looking for up that we covered in this small fractal example here. And we had our absorption, exhaustion, sellers, bottom of the range. Okay, bottom of this range. Okay, and yeah, it has bounced since. Another thing that can be really helpful on this. Obviously liquidity, like we had said, but this is where those buyers came in and moved. Okay, this is where it tested and rejected down here. Okay, so now where did the sellers come in on this move? They came in here. Okay, so maybe it's this swing up here. That's what we're looking for. Right, a lot of ways to kind of slice and dice this on the fractals. You can do it all day long. Okay, and the bigger time frame fractal is the move down to 100, okay? And then maybe even lower. Okay, 100 looks pretty good though. All right, guys, that's all what I have for you today. I've got a lot more information coming out soon on Trading Journal. Here I can kind of show you a little bit that what we have here. We have multiple journals. I have not even played around with this, guy. So and we have multiple instruments, okay, to filter for. How am I doing on the ES? How am I doing on the NQ? We got some really good stuff in here for these dates, for these times, etc. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming, everybody. And I'll have something more tomorrow on this, better filtered. Unless we see more of a trending day, then we won't cover it. We'll cover it another time, right? So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. Hit the like button. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 10 a.m. East Coast. All right. Yep. Thanks. Take care.